Hey everybody, you got something new here. I downloaded this morning and I guess there were some issues in case any of you have tried. There were some issues with the server and users weren't able to get keys, but I was able to download this from flightsim.to. It's FSRealistic Pro. You can see the cost, at least the cost here on mine is $29.99. And I've been playing with it all day. I've been waiting till the end of work so that I could kind of show it off and talk about it. It really is an amazing, amazing little app. Now, you can see if you previously purchased it here, you can get an upgrade for a lower price. I think there's some talk in here and comments about if you purchased it through another vendor or another site. They got a 7-day free trial. You can see the list of effects. FPS friendly, that's definitely true. I had no issues with my frame rates after installing this and flying. There's all kinds of nice effects added here. So I wanted to show some of those. Now, in order to get the, let's go ahead and close this. I have the app here already installed. I downloaded it as a small zip file. See, it's version 2.00. You can get to the manual, the website, so forth through here. The settings are your volume, announce connection, and mute. And then the connection. Now you can see it's connecting. Please run MSFS. So after you unzip it and install it, and run it, this is what you're going to come up to. So it's waiting for Microsoft Flight Sim to launch. And once it launches, we'll get the other options. So the game is launched, and so we need to actually start a flight to get our options. And obviously, if you're in VR, you have to do this prior to launching VR. I'm going to put us on, actually, where did I park last night? I parked here. You can hear the sounds as we're in the plane here.
Clear prop.
All right, so that clear pop is, I think, really just the fact that it's connected. That's not the clear pop in the game. But if you listen, you will hear sounds in the background. Ambient sounds. You can hear wind. And so all your settings you have over here really are amazing. This is airframe wind, and you can see there's multiple choices. You can actually listen to some of these. You have volume, indicated airspeed. Auto speed brake sounds, blade slapping for the helicopters. Now you can see some of these don't have previews, some of them do, some of them you have to actually hit the button and turn on to hit a preview. But you can see lots of choices here. I can't hear this one, but I also maybe don't have my volume up high enough. You have cabin ambience, which you can do. Small cabin.
Send the car back.
Cockpit ambience. And these are some of the noises that you're actually hearing at the moment in the cockpit. This one cracks me up. I haven't done this yet because I haven't crashed the plane, but this really is amazing. Yeah.
Holy shit! Holy...
Anyway, so engine start noises. So as you can see, there's lots of different noises. It sounds that you can sneezing, stall buffeting. I like that sound. I kind of really am glad to hear some of these sounds like this. The stick shaker, touchdown wheels, wheel well, wind ambience. You get your sound and you have the plane that you loaded becomes a profile. You can turn them all on and off, you can reset them, and then you can link the sounds that you have set up to a profile. You can link it to an existing profile. You can copy an existing profile, share profile. So a couple of the really nice features that I like anyways is, for instance, on this ground roll where you have sound and movement. And you can set it up for taxi and runway. And what do I mean by movement? Watch when I enable the sound or the feature. Oops, let me turn my sound back on. Sorry. So not only do we get the sounds, but it adds, look at the vibration it adds. And so we want to see how that would look at a different taxi. We can increase the movement. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of difference, but I think that's a pretty amazing feature right there. That you can do runway sound and you can do movement. Landing applause. If your landing is really good. Only heard during day landings, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. I'm not flying any passengers. Geez, I really don't need the sound of that at this point. Overspeed, well, shouldn't be much of an issue here. So you can see they get some really neat sounds, but you don't want to leave sounds on if you're not going to use them. For instance, the blade slapping. If you leave this on flying an airplane, you will hear helicopter blade sounds coming from your airplane. So you want to make sure that you don't leave something on that you're not going to use in that particular scenario that you're setting up for your flight. I think I like that one best. I'm not sure, but I think so. So now I have everything set up, and now we're in the plane here, and we're getting ready to start. So before we do that, I'm going to get into VR, but I won't make you wait for that, even though it only takes a couple of seconds, maybe more like 30 than a couple. See you in the plane in a second. All right, so now we are in the plane, and I'm not hearing any of the ambient sounds now. Did I shut them off? Oh no, there we go. There we go, I just heard some now. Okay, we're just taking a second. So we're going to go ahead and remove the chocks and the parking gear. And shut off the iPad. I open up my fog window. And now as I get ready to start, you'll get to hear some of the features in action.
Clear prop.
Now I will tell you that the propeller sounds very different to me. I've been flying this plane a lot lately, and it's subtle differences, but in the headset I can really tell the difference in how that prop is sounding, because I'm not just hearing the prop, I'm hearing it cutting through the wind. I'm hearing the associated motor rattle. I got a little bit of rattle to the plane here from it, which is a nice little feature. So let's get the brakes off, taxi at listen to some of the other sounds. TBM. So many of us love that plane, huh? It is a sweetheart of a plane to fly. Goes exactly where you want it to go. So the taxi sounds aren't particularly loud. Let's close the window here and see. Alright, I'm getting them now. It'd probably be a little different if I get on the grass. So let's see what the grass is. Yeah, it definitely increased the motion. Definitely a different sound. Sounds very much like it should, having used grass runways in real life. Sounded very realistic to me. Now we'll hear the brakes, or we should hear the brakes when I stop up here. And like I said, and like it shows in the console, all of this stuff is so customizable. If you don't like the sound of one set of brakes, yeah, there it is. You hear it? Definite squeak for the brakes. Let's see what we have on a runway. Plane is so nice. Don't even need the turbo to take off. It's got really nice flight characteristics. This one. I'm hearing a lot of cabin rattle, a lot of airframe rattle. The wind is definitely more noticeable than the default sounds. Keep it down that center line. My brother used to always give me a hard time about that, so now I always make sure, in case he's going to watch one of my videos, and he watches them, mostly all of them. He's a very good pilot, and I can't give him any reason to come back and tell me I did something wrong in my flight. Okay, so we have definite wind sound, definite airframe wind. When I put on the gear, or when I lower the flaps in the gear on our, when we're getting ready to land, we should hear some sound from that. Let's see about stall bucket. Well, I'm kind of low to stall. I don't want to stall here. But let's see what we hear for flap, drag sound, and gear. Alright, so let's do gear first. Definitely increase some noise, although it has me bouncing up and down in the plane. That might be a bug, because the plane's going up and down, but I'm not going with it. Let's put the flaps down. Okay, so if you just heard that sound change, I shut off my gear drag, although doesn't seem to have had any bearing on the up and down movement. I did not get this earlier. So I'm not sure why it's doing it now. Maybe one of the settings I changed. So I'll just reset them back to default and we'll see what happens. Now it seems to be okay. So putting the gear up and taking them back down seems to do the trick. But I'll have to mention that to in the developer's comments, that there appears to be an issue with gear, occasionally, at least in VR. Definitely got more wind sound. Not one of my better landings, but again, just a demo video for the application. Whoa, okay. Definite difference there. Definite difference in that sound. You can hear my brakes. Those are the brakes as I'm applying. Emergency brake. Flaps. Yes, that was much nicer sounds. Alright, so there you go. Let me get out of VR. So here you go. So airframe vibration drag noise is coming from the extended gear. I had that enabled and it seemed to make me jump up and down. So maybe I'll have to adjust the movement as well as pick a different sound. I don't know. Something to play with. But you can see it's a really, really nice little add-on. Not really expensive in my mind, and really, I know for some people it is. And believe me, there are times when that would be expensive for me as well. I just happen to be able to get it right now. But the main thing is, it's really, compared to so many other options that people have out there for add-ons, this is not an expensive add-on in relation to some of the other options, especially for what it gives you. Check it out. I think you'll be happy if you add it to your flight sim. The sounds really make a difference. In VR, it tremendously adds to the flight. So, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the skies.